Background info. My husband and I, late 28 male and female, have lived next to Jack and Jill for 2 years. We have a son who's grammar school age and they have 2 kids who are a similar age but a little bit older. All the kids go to the same elementary school and I used to see Jack in the car rider line. Unfortunately, our neighbourhood is relatively close to the school, so the school bus doesn't pick up here. We have to walk or drive our kids to school. Jack and Jill have constantly had loud fights ever since they moved here, and by fights I mostly mean Jill would scream at Jack and kick him out the house on a weekly basis. Normally he would sleep in his car and come back inside in the morning after she leaves for work. Jill works as a CNA at a nearby hospital, the 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. shift. Jack worked from home like I do, which let him take the kids to school. Well, after this last fight, Jack packed up all his stuff and left, flying back home to his mother in a different country. Jill recently came to me saying she has no one to watch her kids from roughly 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. She asked if she could send them over in the morning, have me watch them, feed them breakfast and then take them to school, and then later pick them up and feed them dinner and watch them till she gets off work. I explained to her that being expected to be a second parent to 2 kids is not something I'm interested in. I asked her how much she was willing to pay, and she said she expected me to do it for free since she has no friends and no one else to ask. She also asked if I would watch them on the weekends so she could pick up extra shifts, otherwise she won't be able to pay the rent. I told her absolutely not and that she's insane to think I'd agree to something so unreasonable when we aren't even friends and our kids aren't. My husband thinks I was an idiot and that we could offer to at least help sometimes for the kids' sake. My stance is that we both know she wouldn't do the same for us if the roles were reversed, since Jill isn't really a nice person. Am I the idiot for not helping my neighbour with her kids after her husband left? Heck, the husband left the country to get away from her. Also, you don't need a rocket scientist to determine why she has no friends. Guess you're finding out now why such a demanding, bullying woman is getting divorced and has no one in her corner. Not the idiot. Stay far away from this lady. The audacity, the entitlement is mind-boggling. You can offer help, as in bringing over a meatloaf here and there so they got something to eat, not full-time free babysitting for her kids. She'll latch on and never let go. Yeah, and just why didn't you have a martini, extra dry, shaken not stirred with an olive ready for her when she showed up at your door? Tell her, I hope you can find a sitter who meets both your expectations and budget. Your husband may have a good heart, I get that, but then again I presume that the bulk of the work falls upon OP and perhaps he hasn't fully thought through the financial implications. But especially if you believe that Jill wouldn't do it for you, no, just no. Agree, we all know that if OP's husband volunteers to have the kids occasionally, it will very quickly become the permanent 5 days a week that this woman wants. Every day will be some kind of emergency or desperate need, or she'll just dump the kids on the doorstep and drive off before OP can say no. And it won't be the husband picking up any of the slack. OP will be voluntold to deal with it all. This lady reminds me a lot of the woman who lived down the street from me, who hired me to babysit her son while she was at work for $200 a month and expected me to clean her house and her cat's litter boxes, do the dishes, and cook breakfast and lunch for her son every day. OP, do you even know how much parents pay for the kind of service she's asking of you? Your neighbour is insane. Weird scenario, but for the last 2 months, I, 28 female, and my husband, 31, lived on my sister-in-law's property. We have an RV parked beside her house and we're using her electricity to run power. We have all our meals with her husband and her kids, and we also take showers indoors and do laundry. It's helping us out dramatically because we're able to save money for our home purchase. We couldn't save while we were in our rental. Now the agreement is that I do house chores, sweeping, mopping, dishes, caring for her dogs, their laundry if I feel like it, and alternating cooking days, helping with grocery shopping, roughly $600 a month because we all eat together, and I pay her $150 for the water and electric we're using, so around $750 a month, plus all her housework is done by me. My husband does all the yard work, mowing, weed whacking, insect spraying, garbage runs and driveway maintenance, as it's dirt and gets ruts. I'm currently 26 weeks pregnant as well. The point is, we do a lot. Sister-in-law, her husband and her kids hardly ever have to lift a finger with us being here. Anyways, I'm currently not working. My husband owns his own business and is gone 40 or 50 hours a week and makes more than enough to provide all we need here, plus saving a significant amount for a house. He doesn't want me working while pregnant. I have hypertension, so I left my job 3 months ago. Well, lately my sister-in-law has been sending me job alert after job alert, easily 8 to 10 plus a day. She's been dropping hints constantly. Every single time we go anywhere, she'll be like, "These guys are hiring, I can grab you an app." I always say no. I don't need to work right now as I'm contributing well beyond my means already, and my husband doesn't want me working right now. So she drops it but then continues to send me the alerts. Yesterday I was kind of fed up because sister-in-law asked me to do a lot more yesterday and I was just exhausted. So I was cleaning, doing all their laundry and scrubbing walls because they had a party planned, and she sent over an alert for a cleaning position and I lost it. I responded with, "Okay, I will get a job, but that means you will have no one to clean your dirty underwear and scrub your walls for you, and I will not be doing anything but my portion of chores around here." She responded, "I'm just trying to help, there's no need to be nasty." My husband is on my side. Am I the idiot? Edit, we have talked about it. I thought the same thing, her being fed up with our arrangement, but my sister-in-law has clarified that she wants us here and doesn't even want us to buy a house, to the point of her talking about converting her barn into an apartment for us and making big plans for it without actually getting a yes from us. She says this is her way of helping, sending me the job alerts because she feels that 2 people need a job because she's resentful of her husband for not working. Not the idiot. That last line is what it's all about. So her hubby is just sitting on his butt. Oh, she has a lot of anger. You guys need to move. Even if it's to a fam camp situation that has hookups. What does she expect to happen when you give birth? This situation is going to get worse. I'm not even talking about the job alerts. This isn't healthy. You guys need to get out of there. Of course, sister-in-law wants you there. She will lose her indentured servant if you leave. You've been there for 2 months and you already pay for a good chunk of their food, do most or all of their chores, pay your utilities, etc. This is ridiculous. They're using you to help them with their finances and housework. You have a high-risk pregnancy. None of this is good for you. Exactly. OP, for $750 a month, you can rent a spot for your RV, likely with extra accommodations that benefit you instead of sister-in-law, without the headache of dogs, cats, kids, second-hand smoke, and her lazy-butt husband. Look after the little one and your own well-being, mental and physical. You're not the idiot. I kind of feel sorry for sister-in-law. It sounds like she's projecting and maybe even mentally struggling, but you can be supportive from afar. I'm 22 male and avid gym goer, and I recently got a 6-month-old dog named Iron. He has a bit of separation anxiety that we're going through, but I thought it'd be a good idea to take him to the gym. It's a larger public chain gym. I looked online for a dog policy and didn't see one. A few weeks ago I showed up with Iron, the front desk attendant saw it and said nothing. The gym employees see him all the time, and I've even gotten positive feedback since I started bringing him. I've gotten to the point he's reliable on voice commands. However, I guess it was the new environment, and he would go up to strangers. I quickly put him on a leash and kept Iron nearby. I brought Iron nearly every day and his behaviour improved. He would just sit there while I worked out. Working out with my puppy was special to me. I received a lot of positive feedback, and multiple gym goers told me my dog was cute, and it brought a smile to their face to see Iron. One day, late last week, Iron got away from me and interrupted a stranger's workout. He was angry. I quickly apologised and kept him near me. Then a different random stranger comes up and tells me I should leave my damn dog at home and dogs don't belong in gyms. I got defensive but stayed calm. I tell him to find a new gym if he has a problem because most people here like my dog coming with me. This guy responds back with, "Leave your damn dog at home, idiot." He walked away and left the conversation at that. I was telling some friends about what happened and got mixed responses. Am I wrong for bringing my dog to the gym when it seems clear to me that Iron is welcome? Who's got the separation anxiety? You or the dog? Huh? You are the idiot. There's no stated dog policy because most people have the good sense not to bring a pet to the gym. Right, puppy seems fine, leaving him to mess with strangers. The dude definitely named the dog Iron to bring him to the gym to be his workout buddy. Also, gyms probably don't have a policy about not filling up the free weight area with Jell-O. Still, OP here would see that as, there's no policy against it, so I guess it's cool that I do that too. You bring your dog just because you can't find an explicit dog policy? Call and ask. Don't assume that if it isn't banned, that means it's allowed. It's a gym. People don't want to deal with dog hair and dander while trying to work out. It's even worse because you don't keep your dog leashed and let him wander around. I'm betting the gym's insurance doesn't have anything in place for accidents your dog may cause or that may happen to your dog. I, nearly adult female, just finished my junior year of high school. For some background, when I was 13, I got into musicals. I spent hours watching and listening to various shows amongst different casts, including any film adaptations of them. I developed a real passion, which I only ended up having more time for during lockdown. It was a great way to escape into something else when I was feeling lonely and closed off, and it really helped me emotionally through the entire ordeal. Due to this, it's become a bit of a dream of mine to go to Broadway and see a show live. I've seen some live regional theatre in my state, but I'm in love with the idea of going to Broadway in person. When my grandmother, 62, asked me in my first year of high school what I'd like for a graduation present, I asked her if it would be too much to ask for a short trip to New York City to see a Broadway show. She told me that if everything had calmed down by then, she would love to take me, saying I deserved something big and would love to return to New York. She went once years ago on a business trip. I got incredibly excited and would talk about it on and off with my grandmother as the years went by. However, recently plans have changed. I was on the phone with my grandmother the other night and the trip came up. She asked me if I'd been saving up for my ticket. I asked what she meant because I thought that the trip was a gift and that it meant my ticket would be paid for. She told me the trip was a gift, but I needed to pay my way. She said it wouldn't be fair for me to be paid for and my brother and cousins not to be. I asked why my brother and cousins would be coming because the original plan was just me, her, and my mom. She said she's been inviting her other 2 daughters and their kids, and that, of course, she's told my mom to invite my brother because she wants to take the trip as a family. I managed to get her off the topic, and then we finished the phone call. I don't want my entire family to come. It would be too chaotic and impossible to organise any of them. Almost none of my mother's family is capable of being on time for things. I also don't want my little brother going because he's a tween and very loud and disruptive. He can hardly keep still and quiet in a movie theatre, much less a Broadway show he wouldn't care anything about. This was also mainly about having a trip with my mother and grandmother only because I live with my father and see his family more. I really don't want to go on the trip anymore because I don't want it to be more than my mom and grandma, and I can't really afford to buy my ticket or hotel room. I don't have time for a job outside of school and extracurriculars, and my dad won't let me get one. Would I be the idiot if I just said I didn't want to go anymore? Edit, to clarify, the original number of people meant to be involved was 3, me, Mom, Grandma, and now she's attempting to invite an additional 8 people, 2 aunts, their husbands, their combined 3 kids, my brother, and possibly more. We have to fly. We live over 1,000 miles from the state of New York. That's part of why I don't want so many people going. I know they wouldn't make it to the airport in time and it would cause issues before the trip even starts. You are not the idiot. This doesn't sound like much of a gift. This is a family trip, not a gift for you. Explain the reasoning in depth to your grandmother. Tell her that because of the circumstances changing quite a bit, it isn't the same thing you asked for or were expecting, and for that reason, you'd prefer not to have that be your graduation gift. Tell her that your extracurriculars don't allow you time for a job, so even if you still want to take the trip, you don't have a way to pay for it. She asked me if I'd been saving up for my ticket. I can't get past this. Even if it were reasonable for you to pay your own way, she never told you that you would have to do so. To bring it up like this, as if it were the expectation all along, which it wasn't, and you both know that, is really scummy of her. You're a high schooler. Did she expect you to be able to pull this money out of thin air? Does she really think you can afford this? What the heck? I wouldn't want to go either, and I would tell her exactly why. The gift is my presents. Grandma, probably. Easy solution, you can't go because you can't pay. I'm sure Tween Bro doesn't have to pay. Find some friends in college who want to make a road trip. Go with them. It might take a couple more years, but you'll enjoy the experience more. I, 21 female, met my fiancé, 23 male, through my stepbrother, 23, as their friends. My stepbrother has told me multiple times since I started seeing my fiancé that he was using me for intimacy and that I shouldn't think I meant more to him than other girls he dated, as I wasn't the type of girl he would marry. I've been feeling happy and a little smug since my fiancé proposed, but my stepbrother has told our family that he only did it because I'm pregnant, even though I only told him after he proposed. He claims my fiancé already knew, but I doubt it. I said, I guess you aren't as close to him as you thought you were, to my stepbrother after he made a comment about how my fiancé could still leave me when my stepdad said he was happy my fiancé was stepping up. My stepbrother considers my fiancé one of his best friends, so I know he's bitter that he never told him he was planning to propose, and my comment struck a nerve. He's acting all cranky now, and has commented about how I should stop acting so smug because I could still fall flat on my face, and how I don't know my fiancé as he does. Am I the idiot? Edit, my fiancé tells me to ignore him and says that he doesn't know what he's talking about. Not the idiot, but if they're supposedly best friends, I wonder if there's a reason your stepbrother says such things. Wishing you the best, but if your stepbrother continues to make these comments, maybe it's time to ask him why exactly he makes them. Maybe her stepbrother knows her fiancé has been cheating. I can see him choosing loyalty to his friend versus his step-sibling, whom he already warned, who he thinks baby-trapped his friend, or something else. Like maybe the stepbrother is secretly in love with the friend. I'm leaning towards everyone's the idiot here because this whole dynamic sounds extremely immature and petty. A child will soon be involved. Reading this, Opie and the stepbrother sound like teenagers. Instead of feeling smug, Opie should do some introspection. The stepbrother may just be jealous or looking to cause drama, or there may be some truth to what he's saying based on what his best friend has communicated to him. Yeah, I'm not buying it. Opie said stepdad said he was glad fiancé was stepping up. Why would he say that if no one knew she was pregnant before the proposal? I smell a rat. Maybe a baby trap to rub her brother's face in it. People have killed for less. I think something is going on between OP and her stepbrother, but just my opinion.